Here we are at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona at the Accenture stand. And we're going to talk a little bit about augmented reality and creativity.
Well, augmented reality for us is an amazing new tool to use for storytelling, in a way. One of the Fjord trends this year is called physical fights back. There's a real big renaissance of the importance of space, of physical spaces, that, however, in a very elegant way, are packed with digital technology very much in the background in order to create magical experiences. Now, the thing about physical is it's expensive and it's slower compared to the work we do in digital to really prototype, imagine and model experiences that ultimately businesses will buy in. So using augmented reality as a way of taking risk without a risk, as a way of storytelling and getting buy-in, because you're really stepping into spaces and are imagining your investments in real use cases, becomes a powerful tool for design-led strategy, driving service design, and ultimately product creation. Using it for taking risks with no risk is very powerful, especially when I think about what it does when it comes to building buy-in, buy-in across stakeholders. Those stakeholders can be obviously various parts within a client's organization, ultimately users, those could be employees. If the employee experience changes, those could be clients or even investors. What we've seen both here in the last few days, but especially in our work as Fjord, which is part of Accenture Interactive, is using augmented reality allows these stakeholders to walk in the shoes of the future. Let me give you an example. If I am in the business of energy, and if I have hundreds, thousands of retail gas stations across Europe, deciding what my business should be like for clients, for suppliers, and for employees in 5 years from now, and in 10 years from now, is a very expensive proposition. They can imagine scenarios. Is it a simple one? Is it one that has a touch interface? Is it one that actually deals with my vehicle that might be autonomous? It changes the proposition.
How important is it to, for example, have a full-blown, HoloLens, wearing that and experiencing an AR environment versus, an app that a client can download and can perhaps ask their staff to download and experience through their smartphones?
Yeah, broadly speaking, on the consumer side, we are seeing a lot more success with putting the emphasis on what can we deliver on really good handsets. If you are a consumer that wants to purchase and is unsure about what size, for example, of a couch, is it a small couch, is it a large couch? Well, placing that couch in situation in your living room, maybe even with an augmented reality toolkit, measuring out the dimensions of your room to then make the selection of the right model quicker, and then have, again, that experience of, will I like it? Does it fit? Is it too bulky? Is it just right? Works on the consumer side. On the employee side, where we generally have more influence over, well, the control of the gear that we can give employees. Is it using tablets to just have a larger screen, again, to model and step into the future scenarios? Is it any of the headset providers that you've mentioned earlier, especially when it gets into more technical situations, maybe even performing a maintenance on a intricate part, let's say in a airplane scenario, maintenance of an engine, for example. What will be the different use cases? Is it easier for the technicians at that investment stage? It's important to get their feedback. Would we work with a tablet? Would we work with a headset when you're maybe navigating tight spaces? So consumer experience is more on handsets, employee experience is a broader range of platforms and devices.
Sure. Are you finding that it's fairly cost effective, it's fairly efficient to create some of these environments and objects?
So the fact that we've got really good toolkits out there obviously is tremendously helpful. The other piece that has become really, really important and elegant is the fact that a lot of our clients actually have CAD models, 3D models of objects that we simply take on and integrate into the experiences. If I go back to the gas station scenario, well, these gas stations exist. There are parts and components of today, a year, a few years out, that we can integrate in our modeled worlds, plus what our designers imagine as new scenarios, and will, within the existing toolkits, build up. So the cost efficiency comes from really good toolkits, plus it being an open environment where the 3D objects that our client already has is sitting on, or teams on their side are creating. We can integrate and bring all of those together.
So you're actually getting more upstream in the business process.
Absolutely. Kind of like an open AI, open API to co-creation, clients and Fjord to imagine a better future using AR and VR.